At 2:47 a.m., the city outside the penthouse windows looked like a field of jewels pinned to black velvet. Seoul never truly slept. It only dimmed its lights and pretended. Kong Jae-min sat alone at the long marble counter in his private kitchen, untouched espresso cooling beside a tablet filled with numbers. A merger in Singapore. A hostile acquisition in California. A quiet scandal about a rival chairman that would break by morning, carefully timed, carefully placed, not his fingerprints anywhere near it. Control was a religion in Jae-min's world, and he was its high priest. The phone vibrated. Not the business line. Not the assistant's. His personal number, the one almost nobody had. He stared at the screen. Unknown caller. One more vibration. Then silence. Then it rang again, as if whoever it was had decided they'd rather die than hang up. Jae-min exhaled slowly and answered. Speak. For a moment there was only breath. Then a woman's voice, low, trembling, fighting to stay steady. Jae-min, it's me. His posture changed by a fraction. A man like him didn't flinch. But something in his shoulders tightened as if an invisible hand had found a nerve. Hannah. He hadn't said that name aloud in nearly a year. Outside, a helicopter passed, its distant sound swallowed by thick glass. Inside, Hannah's breathing sounded like it was breaking. I shouldn't be calling, she said quickly, as if rushing would stop her from crying. I know that. I know you'll be angry. But Hannah. His voice sharpened, clean like a blade. Where are you? A small pause. Not safe, she whispered. Jae-min's jaw set. Who is with you? No one. I'm alone. His fingers tightened around the phone. Then you are not alone anymore. Tell me your location. She didn't answer immediately. When she did, it came with a shaky inhale, like she was swallowing something too bitter. I didn't call for money. I didn't call to trap you. I called because there's something you need to know. Jae-min's eyes flicked to the skyline, to the distant river. He had survived boardroom coups, political pressure, and a childhood that taught him softness was a weakness. Still, something about the quiet in her voice felt like standing at the edge of a cliff. What is it? He demanded. Hannah's words arrived small and fatal. I'm pregnant. The world did not explode. It did not roar. It did something worse. It went silent. Jae-min's throat tightened. That's not possible. Hannah let out a broken laugh that was almost a sob. I said the same thing. He stood so abruptly the stool scraped. The espresso spilled, dark liquid bleeding over the white marble like a slow warning. When? He said. It came out colder than he intended, but that was his instinct, weaponized calm. When did you find out? 2 months ago. And you didn't tell me. I tried, she whispered. I went to your office. They said you were in Zurich. I called your assistant. She blocked my number. I wrote an email. Your security team responded like I was a stranger. And then I realized. You didn't want me near your life anymore. The words hit somewhere under his ribs. He wanted to deny it, but the truth was uglier. When he ended things with Hannah, it was because he believed love was leverage. And leverage got people killed. He had told himself he was protecting her. He had told himself a lot of things. Why now? He asked. Her breathing hitched. Because someone followed me tonight. Because my landlord got a call asking about my schedule. Because I think they know I'm pregnant and they think, her voice snapped. They think the baby is yours, and that makes me a target. Jae-min's eyes narrowed. Targets were currency in his world. If Hannah was being watched, it meant someone had chosen a pressure point. Listen carefully, he said. I'm sending a car. Black Genesis, no markings. The driver's name is Mr. Han. He'll say the phrase, the river doesn't forget. You will go with him and you will not look back. Hannah's voice trembled. Jae-min. Now, Hannah. She swallowed. Okay. He paced once, twice, a tiger in a glass cage. Where are you? She told him. Jae-min walked to the wall panel and pressed a button. An encrypted line opened. His head of security answered on the first ring. Yes, sir. Activate night protocol. Full coverage. I want a clean car, clean driver, and I want her extracted in 10 minutes. No police involvement. No attention. A pause. Understood. Jamin ended the call. His phone was still at his ear. Hannah was still on the line, quiet except for her breath. "Tell me the truth," he said. "I am." "When did it happen?" he asked, voice low. "The last time we—" Hannah's silence answered. Then she whispered, "After your father's gala. You left before dawn. You said you couldn't do this anymore." His chest tightened. He remembered that morning, her hair spilling over his shoulder, the city just beginning to brighten, the way he had dressed with careful speed like he was escaping something. He had been. "Are you sure?" he asked. Hannah let out a bitter sound. "I took 3 tests. I went to a doctor. I have an ultrasound photo in my bag." He closed his eyes. An image formed, tiny, blurred proof of a life he hadn't planned. "Why didn't you?" His voice caught, and he hated it. He forced it steady. "Why didn't you leave the country?" "Because I didn't want to run forever." Her words were soft, but there was steel in them. Hannah had always been like that, gentle voice, backbone made of iron. A faint noise crackled through the line. Footsteps. Hannah's breathing changed. "Someone's outside," she whispered. Jamin's blood went cold. "Do not move. Do not open the door. Where is your phone?" "In my hand." "Put it on speaker. Go to the bathroom. Lock the door. Now." "Hannah," came a man's voice in the background. Too close, too casual. Jamin's eyes sharpened. "Who is that?" Hannah whispered, "I don't know." The handle rattled. Jamin's voice turned lethal. "Hannah, bathroom. Now." A scrape. Movement. Hannah's breath went fast. Then the sound of a lock clicking. The man outside laughed lightly. "Hannah, I know you're in there. Open up. We just want to talk." Jamin's head of security texted a single word to his secure device. ETA 3 minutes. 3 minutes was a lifetime when someone was on the other side of a door. "Hannah," Jamin said into the phone, slower now, forcing calm into the air like a shield. "Listen to me. You are going to be fine. Do you understand?" Her voice shook. "Jamin, I'm scared." He swallowed something sharp. "I know." The handle rattled again, harder. "Open the door," the man said, voice now cold. "Or we open it for you." Jamin stared out at the city as if he could see across it, as if he could bend distance with willpower. For the first time in years, the man who controlled markets and ministers felt something he couldn't negotiate with. Fear. Not for himself. For the life on the other end of the line, and the tiny life she carried. When the black Genesis arrived, it didn't pull up with urgency. It slid into place like it belonged there, like it was simply another shadow in a city full of them. Jamin watched the live feed from his security network on his tablet. 4 cameras, 2 angles, a silent countdown. His head of security, Director CO, spoke in his earpiece with the calm of a man who had cleaned up crises for billionaires since before Jamin had inherited the title. "Visual on target," CO said. 1 male outside apartment door. 2nd male at stairwell. No weapons visible, but posture suggests they are armed. Jamin's fingers curled. "Extract her." "Copy." Inside Hannah's bathroom, she whispered, "I hear them." Jamin didn't soften his voice. Softness could turn into hesitation, and hesitation could kill. "Stay locked. Put something heavy against the door." Okay." A crash came through the phone. The front door being hit, shoulder against wood. A second crash. Jamin's jaw clenched. "Hannah, do you have a window?" "Yes." "Open it." "What?" "Open it. Now." A shuddering exhale. "Okay." On the live feed, the door splintered. One of the men slipped inside like smoke. The other stayed at the stairwell, watching for interference. Jamin's security team appeared in the hallway, 2 men in plain jackets, moving fast but controlled. Not a single shout. No drama. Only purpose. The stairwell man turned, and a hand clamped over his mouth. He went down without a sound. The one inside the apartment moved toward the back. "Now," Jae-min told Hannah. "Climb out." Her breath stuttered. "It's high." "You can do it," he said, and the words surprised him. They weren't a command. They were belief. From the camera feed, Jae-min watched his men reach the bathroom door from the outside through a service balcony, an access route only locals knew. One of them held up a small card to the window. Hannah's voice shook. "I see someone." "What is he saying?" Jae-min demanded. A pause. He said, "The river doesn't forget. Go." Hannah's footsteps sounded on tile. Then a small strangled noise as she climbed. Then air. Wind. The muffled sounds of the street below. "Careful," Jae-min ordered, heart hammering in a way he refused to acknowledge. "Slow." On the feed, Hannah appeared, stepping onto the service balcony. She looked smaller than he remembered, thinner. Her hair was pulled back, face pale under the harsh corridor light. One of the guards wrapped a coat around her shoulders. Another guided her toward the escape route. Inside the apartment, the intruder heard movement and turned. He met Director Seo's fist. The feed cut for a second, then returned to show the intruder restrained, face pressed against the wall, hands zip-tied. Hannah was moving now, down the balcony path, to the stairwell, to the car. Jae-min exhaled for what felt like the first time since 2:47 a.m. When Hannah slipped into the Genesis, the driver didn't look back. The doors locked with a quiet click. The car pulled away. In his penthouse, Jae-min grabbed his coat and keys with a speed that would have shocked anyone who knew him. Director Seo's voice came in again. "We have the men. They're not police. They're private. Likely hired." "Hired by who?" Jae-min asked, already moving toward the elevator. "Not sure yet." He entered the elevator and pressed the button for the private garage. His reflection stared back from the mirrored wall, sharp suit, sharp eyes, a man built from discipline and distance. But behind his eyes, something had shifted. A child. His child. The doors opened. Jae-min strode to the black sedan waiting for him. "Driver," he said. "Rivergate Medical." The driver hesitated. "Sir, at this hour." "Now." The car moved. He texted Director Seo, "Bring her to Rivergate. Full protection. No staff leaks." Seo replied, "Already en route." Jae-min watched the city slide past, light streaking like falling stars. His mind ran calculations the way it always did, threats, motives, timing. If someone had followed Hannah, it meant someone suspected a link to him. And if they suspected, they might try to use her. He would not allow it. At Rivergate Medical, the private entrance opened like a mouth swallowing secrets. Security escorted Hannah through a back corridor. Jae-min arrived minutes later, too fast for a man of his status, too raw to care. He found her in a private room, sitting on the edge of a bed, the coat still around her shoulders. Her hands were pressed over her stomach as if shielding the life beneath. Hannah looked up. Her eyes met his, and for a second the air in the room changed, like the past walking in and closing the door behind it. "You came," she whispered. Jae-min stopped 3 steps away. He didn't touch her. He didn't move closer. He simply stared as if she were both a memory and a warning. "I told you I would," he said. Hannah's mouth trembled. "I didn't know if you meant it." "I mean what I say." Her laugh was tired. "You also said you couldn't do us any more." The words struck. Jae-min didn't deny them. He set his jaw. "You should have told me," he said. "I tried." Silence stretched. The hum of machines, the distant step of nurses who didn't know they were walking near a billionaire's crisis. Hannah reached into her bag with slow care. She pulled out a folded paper. Ultrasound print. She held it out. Jae-min stared at it like it was a document that could bankrupt him, not financially, but emotionally. A blurred shape. A tiny curve. A heartbeat he couldn't hear but could almost imagine. Hannah's voice was small. "I didn't want your money. I didn't want your name. I just didn't want to be alone when it happened." Jae-min swallowed. His throat felt tight. "What happened tonight," he said quietly, "will happen again if we do not end it." Hannah's eyes widened. "End it?" He looked at her, expression hardening, not from cruelty but from necessity. I will end whoever thinks they can reach me through you. Hannah flinched, not because she feared violence, but because she knew he was capable of moving mountains and burying people under them. I don't want blood, she whispered. Jamin's gaze softened by a fraction. Then we do it my way. Quiet. Final. Clean. Hannah's hand tightened over her stomach. And after? Jamin stared at the ultrasound. After? That was the question that could not be answered with strategy. His phone buzzed. Director CO. Sir, CO said. The intruder admitted he was hired by someone inside Kong Group. Jamin's eyes narrowed, becoming ice. Inside his own empire. Hannah watched him. What is it? He didn't look away from the ultrasound when he said, Someone in my company thinks you are a weakness. Hannah's voice shook. I am. Jamin lifted his eyes to hers, sharp, unyielding, but with something new behind them. No, he said. You are proof. Her brows pulled together. Proof of what? Jamin's voice dropped to a vow. Proof that I can build an empire and still choose something human. Outside, lightning flashed faintly over the river, reflected in glass towers. In the room, Hannah's eyes filled with tears she refused to let fall. You're going to claim this baby, she whispered. Jamin held her gaze. He thought of headlines, of boardrooms, of rivals circling like sharks, of his father's cold approval and the way his world punished vulnerability. Then he thought of 2:47 a.m. Her voice, her fear, and the life in her belly. Yes, he said. Hannah's breath broke. Then it's going to be war. Jamin's mouth curved, not a smile, but the edge of one. Let them come, he said. Morning arrived with polished cruelty. By 9 a.m., Kong Group's executive floor glowed with sunlight and expensive silence. The boardroom smelled like cedar and power. Men in tailored suits sat with calm faces and hungry eyes. To them, Jamin was not a man. He was a force. A profit margin. A weapon they hoped to control. Jamin entered without haste. Director CO followed, carrying a slim folder. The room stood. Chairs scraped. Jamin didn't tell them to sit. He didn't need to. His presence was permission. He took his seat at the head of the table. His gaze moved from face to face. Someone hired men to find a woman last night, he said. A ripple of controlled surprise. A few exchanged glances, masked quickly. Jamin's voice remained calm, deadly in its restraint. Those men believed she carried something valuable. A senior director cleared his throat. Chairman Kong, with respect, what does this have to do with company affairs? Jamin lifted one hand. Director CO opened the folder and placed photos on the table, still shots from the security feed, the intruder, the stairwell watcher, the zip ties, the moment they were restrained. Then CO slid another photo forward. A wire transfer document. A shell company. A signature code. The senior director's face lost color. Jamin's gaze pinned him. Explain. The director's mouth opened. Closed. He tried again. I don't know what this is. Jamin's voice softened. That was worse. You used a subsidiary to pay private men to follow my personal life, Jamin said. You did it without authorization. You did it because you believed leverage would make you safe. Silence. The director's hands trembled. You misunderstand something fundamental, Jamin continued, leaning forward slightly. Leverage is only useful when the person you threaten cares more about survival than principle. He paused. I care more about principle. Director CO stepped forward, voice steady. We have testimony. We have recordings. We have your call logs. The director's eyes darted around the table, searching for allies. No one moved. In this room, loyalty was a currency that vanished the moment it became expensive. Jamin tapped a finger once on the table. You have 15 seconds to tell me who else is involved. The director swallowed hard. Chairman, please. I have children. Jamin's eyes did not change. So do I. The words landed like a gunshot. Heads lifted. Eyes widened. No one dared speak. Jamin watched the shock roll through the room. He had just revealed vulnerability, on purpose. A calculated move. The director stammered, "I didn't know." "You didn't know what?" Jamin asked. "That she mattered. That the baby existed. That I would respond." The director's voice cracked. It was supposed to be information. Just information. To protect the board if you became distracted. Jamin leaned back, cold smile appearing like a blade's reflection. "You were protecting yourself," he said. "And you chose the wrong target." He glanced at Director CO. CO slid one final document across. A resignation letter. A confession. A settlement offer, conditional upon signing and disappearing. The director stared at it, shaking. "You will sign," Jamin said. "You will transfer your shares back to the company. You will leave Korea tonight. If you resist, the evidence goes to prosecutors. And your children will watch you fall in public." The director's shoulders collapsed. He signed. When it was done, Jamin stood. The meeting ended without anyone daring to speak. Outside the boardroom, Director CO walked beside him. "Sir, the media team is asking about rumors. A tabloid contacted them this morning." Jamin didn't slow. "About Hannah?" CO nodded. "Someone leaked a photo of her entering Rivergate." Jamin's eyes sharpened. "Find the leak." CO hesitated. "If the press confirms." "Then we don't deny," Jamin said. CO blinked. "Sir." Jamin stopped in the hallway, sunlight cutting across his face. For years he had played the perfect machine. He had kept his life locked away because it made him untouchable. Now the lock was broken. And he realized something. A hidden weakness could be exploited. A declared truth could be defended. "We go public," Jamin said. "But on my terms." Later that day, Hannah sat in a private suite, looking out at the river. She wore simple clothes provided by the hospital. Her hair was down now, the exhaustion visible in the slope of her shoulders. Jamin entered quietly. She turned. Her eyes searched his face for danger, for anger, for abandonment. "What happened?" she asked. He placed a folder on the table. "Someone inside my company ordered last night's attack." Hannah's mouth parted. "Because of me. Because they believed you were leverage." Hannah's hands tightened around a mug of tea. "And now?" Jamin's gaze held hers. "Now you become untouchable." Her eyes flicked down to her stomach. "Nothing is untouchable. Not when it's inside me." He stepped closer, still not touching, as if afraid she might vanish. "Do you trust me?" Hannah's lips trembled. "I don't know." Honesty. That was new between them. It hurt, but it was real. Jamin nodded once. "Fair." He opened the folder. Inside was a single page. A press statement. A plan. Security details. A timeline. Hannah read it, eyes widening. "You're going to announce this?" "Yes." Hannah's voice rose, panic slipping through. "That will paint a target on my back." "It already is," Jamin said, calm and brutal. "The difference is, now everyone knows that any strike on you is a strike on me." Hannah's throat bobbed. "You're using your own reputation as a shield." He met her gaze. "I'm using everything I have." Hannah's eyes softened, then hardened again with fear. "Why?" Jamin's voice dropped, and for the first time it wasn't strategy. "Because I heard you say you were scared," he said. "And I realized I have spent my whole life making people afraid, so that no one could hurt me. But you were afraid because of me." Hannah's eyes filled. She blinked fast, refusing to let tears win. "You left," she whispered. "You chose your empire." Jamin's jaw tightened. "I chose a lie. I told myself leaving you was protection. But it was cowardice disguised as control." Hannah stared at him as if she didn't know what to do with a billionaire admitting weakness. Outside, the river moved in silence. Hannah whispered, "If you do this, there's no going back." Jamin nodded. "Good." The press room was bright enough to feel like interrogation. Cameras lined the back wall like a row of hungry eyes. Reporters murmured, checking phones, whispering rumors that had already started to leak through the city like smoke. When Kang Jae-min walked onto the stage, the room froze. He stood behind the podium without a smile, without fear. A wall in a tailored suit. Director Seo stood to the side, expression unreadable, security positioned in every corner. Then Hannah entered. A collective inhale swept the room. She wore a simple black dress, nothing flashy, nothing that belonged to the billionaire world. Her posture was straight, but her hands shook slightly as she stepped beside him. Jae-min didn't touch her at first. Then he reached out, slow and deliberate, and placed his hand lightly over hers on the podium. The gesture was small. It was nuclear. Flashbulbs burst. Jae-min spoke into the microphones with a voice that did not waver. "There are rumors about my private life," he said. "I will address them once, clearly, and without apology." The room went silent. "Hannah Lee is under my protection," he continued. "Any attempt to harass her, threaten her, or exploit her will be treated as an attack on Kong Group and on me personally." Reporters leaned forward like predators scenting blood. A hand shot up. "Chairman Kong, are you confirming a relationship?" Jae-min's eyes didn't move. "I am confirming responsibility." Another reporter, "Is it true she is pregnant?" Hannah's breath caught. Jae-min didn't look away from the crowd. His grip on Hannah's hand tightened, not crushing, anchoring. "Yes," he said. The room erupted. Shouts, questions, camera clicks. "Is the child yours?" someone yelled. Jae-min's voice cut through the chaos like a judge's gavel. "Yes." Hannah's eyes closed for a second, as if bracing against the wave. Jae-min continued, unflinching. "I will not discuss timelines, private matters, or personal details beyond what is necessary to end speculation." Another reporter shouted, "Why should the public care about your personal life?" Jae-min's gaze sharpened. "Because some people believed my personal life could be used to manipulate my company. This statement removes that illusion." Director Seo stepped forward slightly, scanning the room. Jae-min lifted a hand for silence again. The room obeyed, grudgingly. "I built an empire on discipline," Jae-min said. "And I will protect what matters with the same discipline." Hannah's eyes opened. She looked at him, and in her gaze was something new. Not forgiveness, not love, yet, but acknowledgement. He was standing where he had once run. Questions flew. Jae-min answered none beyond his boundary. When the conference ended, security escorted them out through a private corridor. The moment the doors shut behind them, Hannah exhaled hard, knees almost buckling. Jae-min caught her elbow, steadying, careful. "You okay?" he asked quietly. Hannah laughed shakily. "You just told the world I exist." "I did," he said. "So no one can erase you." They reached a private elevator. The doors closed. Silence wrapped around them. Hannah looked down at her stomach. "The baby won't have a normal life." Jaemin's voice was soft, almost unfamiliar. "Neither did I." He paused. "But the baby will have something I didn't." Hannah glanced up. "A father who shows up," Jae-min finished. Hannah swallowed, eyes shining. "You can't control everything, Jae-min." He looked at her, and for once he didn't argue. "No," he said. "I can't." His hand hovered near hers again, uncertain now, not commanding. Hannah watched him, then slowly placed her hand into his. Not surrender. A decision. Later, in the penthouse, the city lights returned like quiet witnesses. Hannah sat on the couch, still processing the day. Jae-min stood by the window, phone pressed to his ear, speaking to Director Seo. "Yes," he said. "Double security. Rotate routes. Vet every staff member again." He ended the call, then turned. Hannah held the ultrasound photo, tracing the edge with her finger. "Do you regret it?" she asked. Jae-min walked closer. He sat across from her, not towering now, just present. "Regret," he echoed. "Going public. Claiming us." Jae-min stared at the photo in her hands. His voice came out low and sure. "I regret leaving you alone long enough for you to be afraid at 2:47 a.m., he said. "I regret letting my empire become an excuse for cowardice." Hannah's throat tightened. "And now?" Jamin leaned forward slightly, eyes steady. "Now," he said, "we build something that isn't a deal." Hannah's lips trembled. "And if the world comes for us?" she whispered. Jamin didn't smile, but his expression warmed, just a little. "Then they learn," he said, "that my empire was never the strongest thing I could protect." Hannah pressed her palm over her stomach and finally, let one tear fall. Not from fear. From relief. Because for the first time since the test turned positive, she wasn't alone. And the billionaire who controlled everything had chosen the one thing he couldn't buy. A life worth showing up for.